What's going on, Jay? What's going on, everybody?
Yo, what's good, bro? What's good, man?
Man, been a long day. You already know how my weekends are, and
Tell me about it, bro.
and we
Tell me about it,
squeeze
man.
we squeeze this little interview, get together, conversation, and at the last minute, and hey, you see where I am? I'm in the Lord's house, so I have to watch myself tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I'll take it easy since you're in the Lord's house, man. You know what I'm
You
saying?
better, because I hate to feel
I'll
like
keep
I
it
need to pray
mild.
against you. I'd hate to feel like I got to pray against you. Don't
Yeah,
have me
man.
wishing anybody's downfall in here.
Yeah, man. Tonight is a special night, man. Sunday nights, we never go live on a Sunday night, man. But this young brother, man, he's definitely, a one hell of a pillar and staple in the fragrance community. So, if this is an opportunity, brother, I have to stop, drop, and roll and take advantage, since he's, gracious enough to give us his time, man. So, we don't
Sure.
take that lightly. You know what I mean?
For sure. And like I've given the story before, great guy, reached out to him. I mean, pretty much instantly responded, been building a relationship. Now, you know what I'm saying? Close. I mean, we talk all the time, you know what I mean? But the only thing that keeps us apart, that man is out there up north over there by E. Kroom. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Can't shake hands or nothing, but hey, we always catch up and everything. Man is definitely first member of my frag family. And yeah, cool guy. But we're gonna bring
Definitely.
him here shortly, man. Let's go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and get to the chat. Bear with me one second, y'all. All right. Let me go ahead and get in here. Bear with me. I'm working with one screen today. So yeah. Here we go. IBG, what's good, my man? Hey, Jay, also
What up?
need to send you his address. He sent it to me. Need to send it to you.
Who?
Uh, for IBG, he was the one that won the Ramon
No,
money.
I don't have it, man. Yeah, get it to
That's
me
what I'm
so that way I can get his
saying. That's what I'm
yeah,
saying. I
trying to
gotta
pick it up in
send
the
it.
mail.
Yeah,
Yeah, send it to me.
I got you. But he said, "What's going on? What's going on?" Yep, haven't sprayed it on yet, but think he's gonna go original vetiver today. All right, that's a bet,
You can never go wrong with Creed, man.
man. AGB says salute. SNS family, Jason and Jim, scent of the day, Dumont Nitro Red. A lot of people like that, man. I'm thinking I might need to go ahead and get a bottle, man. That black one with the silver cap, definitely considering it.
Okay.
Our guy Will the Thrill, what's going on, man? Say he's Neeb, he's at the movies with the wife. Gonna have to catch a replay. Definitely understand. Don't get in trouble.
Man,
But
Bill always want to spend time with his wife, man. What's wrong with him?
hey, I don't know what it's the world coming through, right? Said his sin of the night is Prada Black. Hit that thumbs up on the way. We appreciate it, my man. Fragrance Decant Boutique. What's going on, my guy? Yes. Definitely what you call it. Been following him and he's been following me on IG. Great content. Go check him out. What's going on? Appreciate you for coming through. Oh, I do apologize. There he is. All right, we got Lions Pride here. Yes, sir. Hit that like button. Please
Yes, sir.
appreciate it. Said he's glad to be here. We are glad you're
Glad
here.
to have you, brother.
East Texas representative, Percy Chavez. Neeb in the chat room. Hey, scent of the day is 24 Old Bond Street, triple extract. All right. All right.
Okay.
Dan, not the man in here. What's good, sippers and sniffers? Love that. Love that. Signature Bloom from Zahada is a scent of the day. Nice.
Good stuff, man.
Terrence O'Neill Sr. coming off of a hell of a weekend, a busy weekend of football. What's going on, my man? Scent of the day is Matière Premier Cologne Cedrat. He said he'll be listening, not able to watch right now. We definitely understand.
Yes, sir.
What was it? That's a cologne that E. Kroom is really into. So yeah, I got to
Yeah,
get my
it's a
nose
nice one, man. It's a nice freshie, man. It's a nice freshie. I like it.
definitely. On average, Joe, what's up, my guy? Got to
What up,
talk
Joe?
the other day. Said his sin of the day is Georgioff Golden Dollar. Man, as a matter of fact, I think Neeb likes that a lot. So that's a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sally, what's good, man? Like giving us a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Show love. Have a good show already, my man. Devontae McClendon, what's going on, man? Sin of the day is Moschino Uomo. Got you. Mr. Clark, what's going on? Sin of the day is Ormond Jane, Montebaco. Smelling good. Montebaco Intensivo. My
Good
bad.
stuff right there, man.
You know it. Or Monjane.
Staple in my collection, bro.
Tips and trips. What's going on, man? Scent of the day is Paco Rabanne 1 million Parfum. Smelling good. I like that. I like that. What up, Esteban? Scent of the day is Pulperia by Fuegia or Fueguia, 1833. Nice. Nice. Monier, what's going on,
What up,
man?
bro?
Kicks Griffey, man. We're going to talk about that towards the end. Scent of the day is Azaro Pure, layered with J. Chantel 87th Avenue. Smelling good, smelling glorious. Nazar King is a scent of the day. Can't get enough of this stuff. Our guy Dame, what's going on, man?
What up, Dame?
Duck 212, salute.
Two Twizzle, what's up, bro?
Habibi, what's going on, my man? Scent of the day is Radical Rose by Mathieu. Dang, every time I get ready to say it, Mathieu Premier. Man, tell you, boy. Monier, he said he liked the short where a city worker smelled Neeb's fragrance, from outside his car, and he gave her the bottle. Nice. Yeah, man. Guys, generous, definitely in these streets in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Love it, man. The content is always coming up with something creative, man. Gotta appreciate creativity.
Yes, sir.
Richmond Legacy, what up? Caught alive? Yes, sir. Scent of the day is YSL M7 Fresh. Our guy Kroom, what up, man?
What up, E?
Genre Parfum Black Tea. He must have got his little order in, his little haul in, man. Genre Parfums. They got some good ones. Rock Boy T, what's good, my guy? Danielle, what's going on, man?
What's up, Danielle?
Y'all, we're going to go ahead and skip down to this because we don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to go ahead and give a shout out, even if I'm not able to put your comments up on the screen. But JoJo, what's going on? Good evening. All right. Hold on one second. Let me at least get in here, though. Can you see me, Jay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Here we go. Let's scroll down. I'm going to go ahead and skip a few, so forgive me. Kyler, what's good? Mo, D4G, what's going on, man? What's going on, y'all? Man. Well, this is why I like having two screens. I like using it at the crib.
No, it's all good, bro. If you need me to control the chat, bro, I'll control the chat on my side, bro. If
Might
it's easier for you.
to when we get to what you call it.
Let's just get to the bottom, and I'll
Yep.
you know, then I'll control the comments and everything from my side. So no worries.
Yeah, no problem. Callie,
yeah, bro. Sound like you need some clarity into something, bro. You over there sniffing and
it's
you
Texas.
know,
It's
boogers
Texas
and shit leaking, bro. Like, what we doing over there, man?
It's Texas. What up, Mike? You know what I'm saying? Fight Talk with EJ. Center Day is 1 million lucky. Hey, all right, here we go. We're coming to the end of the chat, y'all. Forgive me if I skipped over your comments, but we will get to it. Lions Pride, you'll be our last one. Man, Sarah Precious Oud. And of course, Dame over there. Dame understands, man. Allergies is real right now. Weather is changing. You already know. So there we go.
What up, John?
Soul Batik, love that one. And of course, Kyler with his last scent of the night is Fallen Leaf by Making Sense. I got to get my nose on that. I got to put an order in to get an average Joe's this week. So definitely will be picking that one up too. Probably the 50 or 30. So yeah. But all right, y'all, here we go, man. With no further ado, let's go ahead and introduce this guy, man. Y'all know him as Aromatix. He's been in the community for quite some time. You know, some call him the king of the clones. You know, he's got his clone war thing going on where he finds all the supposed clones of a certain fragrance. And, hey, he tells you how close they are, if they're a one for one or whatnot. And he gives you a little insight to it, man. This is my guy. This is Fragcom's very own Aromatix, Neeb. What's good, Neeb? Bringing you up.
Yo, what's going on, man? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Man?
Hey, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you just represented me as the clone king, not the Middle Eastern fragrance king.
Middle Eastern fragrance.
I think we got some beef right off the bat, man.
You're right. That's my bad. That's a blind shot, man. That was
That was like, I felt that, bro. I was like, oh, come on, man.
Hey, man, it's
How
the
you doing,
allergies.
man?
It's the Allegra talking.
It's all
man.
good.
It's the Allegra.
Yeah, but that is the truth, though. Clone Wars, baby.
Hey, yeah, man. You know, when you came up with that, that was something else, man. I ain't even gonna lie to you. When you
Nice.
told me you were doing that and you popped up with 8 clones of Aventus, I was like, what the?
I'm counting, bro. They don't stop. How you doing, Jason? Nice to meet you, brother.
Hey, nice to meet you, brother. I'm doing all right, man. You know, I appreciate you definitely taking your time out for us.
Hey, man, pleasure is mine, honestly.
Yes, sir. Man, well, hey, we are going to go ahead and address some things and get to know Neeb a little bit, man. So Neeb, you know, we talk, so I know a lot, but you know, there's a lot of people in the chat that really don't know you like that, you know.
Right.
And you know, we want to give you an opportunity to talk to us, talk to them. Tell us a little about yourself, man. How'd you come into the space? I mean, outside of course, you know, with your background. How'd you come into the space, like really getting interested in making content?
Honestly, man, just watching other reviewers and just accumulating a collection, specifically like Middle Eastern fragrances, and just thinking about how many of the same fragrances popped up every single day. And I used to watch, you know, the typical big influencers, etc. And one day I was sitting around with my ex-wife, I guess, and I was like, is this guy telling me what to wear? I was being a jackass. And she was like, I think he just did. I was like, this motherfucker's not going to tell me what to wear. She, you know, teasingly says, well, why don't you do something about it? And that literally started. I just sat up, propped up my phone, brought up all the stronger reviews in my collection. And that was day one of reviewing. But that's obviously not why I do it or why I'm not into fragrance, but that's actually what started it. And from that day on, I just started. But been into fragrances, been always describing and like just to my family members and friends, do you smell the nutmeg? And they'll just look at me like I'm some crazy, you know, like, what are you talking about, man? It's sweet. It smells good. You don't get the rosemary? And they'd be like, yeah, you're wild. And, you know, prior to that, I used to, while studying and just in general, aromatherapy, a lot of aromatherapy, mixing my own oils, concoctions. And by the way, shout outs to the chat. How you guys doing? Kyler, I saw that message. That was wrong. You're wrong for that. E-Croom, how you doing? D4G, Fat Boy Fitness. Shout outs to all of them. But yeah, man. So ever since I was, you know, younger, I was always into fragrance. And then when Jeremy Fragrance started, I did watch, and it just started a trend from then on. And I always thought about getting into the space, but I got busy because of school and stuff. And in the meantime, I was always making my own stuff and finally transitioned into doing videos. So,
yeah, man, those first videos you came out with it right in front of your bed, man.
I was just,
yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
No, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
What about you? What started you? Why did you start?
You started me. Pause.
Nah, man.
Pause. Hey, always. Hey, real talk. You and Dedrick both were the ones in the background telling me I should go ahead and do something. I should go ahead and make content. You know.
I do remember you talking about wanting to start and wanting to do it.
First thing you did was sent me the stuff that I needed to get, the camera, the microphones and whatnot. I mean, you were the first person. Dedrick was second. Or no, I think Dedrick was third. VAR, our guy 20 Degrees in LA, he was the second person.
Oh, yeah. I remember around the time we started, it was, we were close. You and I, D4G, VAR, and even House of Colossus. Shout outs to all of them. Good people, good people.
Definitely.
Hard to find. But I mean, prior to starting your channel and stuff, like, what started you guys into, like, when did you know you had a problem, basically?
Hey, go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
Oh man, shit. I realized I had a problem probably about 2 years ago. Is when I realized I had a real problem. Like, I'd always been in the fragrance since I was a kid, you know, but like really getting into it as heavily as I am now, and you know, buying as much shit as I've been buying, man, like it really got started like right around like COVID, when COVID happened, and you know, everybody's like in the house and you really ain't got a whole lot of shit to do. You know, it just got to a point where I was just like, man, you know, I need some new fragrances. So I just started watching some videos on YouTube, man. And, you know, I stumbled across your channel. I stumbled across, of course, Jeremy Fragrance. And what's the other kid? Chaos and all those guys, Redolescence.
Right.
You know, and I just started just watching things, man, and started buying. Shout out to Ross. I mean, I was watching on Ross's videos too, and I was just like starting off with a lot of rack store shit and buying clones, and started going to some of the Middle Eastern cheapies and stuff like that, and when I got my nose on niche fragrance, man, it just took me to a whole nother level, man, and I haven't looked back since then, bro. It's just been a rabbit hole, man, that's everybody falls into. I mean, that's just what it is. But I enjoy it. I love what I love it, man.
Exactly. Well said. What about you, James?
Jay, your story almost sounds like a lot of guys when they tell the story of how their wives got hooked on Amazon. Well, COVID was here. I didn't have anything, so I just started spending.
That's the reality, man.
I have nowhere to go. I have nothing to do. I just started buying stuff. Why not colognes, right?
Right. Exactly.
But it's like with a lot of people, man. Yeah, it's like that. I'll be honest with you. I first started listening to the very first person that really put me on was a friend of mine. Shout out to Taiski and my homeboy Dre. And they started telling me about colognes, started watching Kevin Samuels, right? Wanted to get out, change my parents. I had been working when I say 60 hours a week doing security and whatnot. But I was just doing nothing. I'd go to work, come home. And so opportunity arose. I started getting out a little more. And man, started watching.
It becomes something to look forward to rather than having some kind of addiction. I remember myself too, man. At the end of a busy college week, I'd reward myself, or month, I'd reward myself. I passed an exam, I'm buying this cheapie. Or honestly, it was a time of peace. I used to come home and go mix up some concoction fragrance oils in my little water diffuser, and it was something to look forward to for sure, and in general. And man, speaking of things to buy, I've been starting this little series, right, of I always blind buy, right? You have to. I mean, there's a level of commitment, you guys, and at this point, I generate enough back from the channel, but I actually wanted to, not necessarily condone it, but I blind buy a lot. Obviously, that's what I do, come across hidden gems. But more recently, I've been taking it a little bit more public. And I just got a haul back of all of these cheapy blind buys. We spent $500 on Joma Shop with some Briones. I don't know if you guys heard of the Briones. And tonight, I was thinking about unboxing all of these freaking cheapies, but it never freaking stops, man. And once my transition went from making it into a content creation versus just hobby collecting, it was the ultimate excuse, man. It was let's go. But yeah, man, speaking of buying, it's definitely a rabbit hole. But pacing yourself is everything in this space, and it's one that I even had a hard time when I was in school, pacing the blind buys and the cheapies. And the cheapies actually made it easier. And then there was an era of where cheapies started to actually change, in terms of leveling up. And we especially in the last year, I'm sure you guys have seen it. I know a lot of people are getting into Middle Eastern fragrances, but there's this blanket term and stigma of them being clones and just cheapies and stuff. But have any of you actually tried a Middle Eastern niche or a genuine Middle Eastern fragrance house? Because believe it or not, even these clone houses, they're sold at corner stores and grocery markets in the Middle East. They're not recognized or known. We have more Latafas and fragrance world here in the States than there are any parts of the Middle East. And actually frequently, some of my most frequent questions is, where can I get this in Dubai? Where can I find these in Saudi Arabia? So when people say Middle Eastern fragrance, I kind of have to just fall into it because there's no correcting the masses. It's too far down. The sheep herd is already continuing to go. But in fact, when you say Middle Eastern fragrances, these are actual Middle Eastern fragrances, these niches. So I like to talk a little bit about both, but ultimately what I was trying to say is that the cheapies made it easier during school and stuff like that. But yeah. So do you have any experience with any Middle Eastern niche?
I mean, for me, I guess Arabian Oud.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arabian Oud would be considered niche, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like, Arabian Oud, Amiri was the first one that
Okay.
I've really,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gotten some experience
It's
with.
like the
And
entry level of
yeah,
Arabian Oud.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean? And matter of fact, I just ordered a couple of Spirit of Dubai fragrances. I'm waiting on those to come
Oh,
in.
those are fire. These are like
Yeah.
my favorite ones. The Turath and Fahama, man. Those are fire fragrances for sure, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so I'm just dabbling my toes into the Spirit of Dubai
Okay.
now. So
Yeah.
Middle Eastern niche is something that I'm definitely trying to get more experience with. I mean, I've got experience with, of course, Creed, Rojas, Fragrance du Bois. Like I've got all
Yeah.
that stuff, but the Middle Eastern niche brands is something that I don't have much
Yeah.
experience with,
Yeah.
to be honest. So I'm just trying to do
And
that now.
truth be told, even a lot of these French houses and Italian houses, they're all inspired by Middle Eastern DNAs. And it's kind of like fashion. We've gone so deep into the realm of, so every 10 years you have, like, in fashion, it recycles, right? And we've gone so deep into this recycle that, like, people who are just like entering into the space of fragrance think that, for instance, this might be new, right? Centaurus, let's say, for example, from Creed. But in fact, this is, I've smelled this. It's like sweet myrrh, incense. I've smelled this time and time again. But because, the recycling of, fashion, of or fragrance, etc., people only discover this scent profile through something that's more available, like Creed Centaurus, etc. And actually what's coming in now more so than anything is Oriental. I don't know if you guys have noticed, like vanillas, resins, incenses, all
A
these
lot of
elixirs are coming
spicy
back.
Oriental
Yeah,
spices
they
and whatnot.
exactly. These are all. I mean, if you look even at the origins of fragrance, where did it start from? It started from the times of like Queen Sheba in the Middle East, where myrrh and resins were initially gifted to some king. I forget exactly. Forgive me. It's like 930. For like peace offerings, and those were used as incense burning, etc. And actually, I have literally everything in like my back pocket. This room is full, and this is like sweet myrrh. So yeah, man, the origins of perfumery and in general, and the reason I bring this up is because, going back to the whole blanket term of Middle Eastern, I really highly recommend that you guys try and get your nose on actual Middle Eastern houses, not clone houses, man. Believe it or not, even Arabian Oud, there are some fragrances where they cloned. And truth be told, I mean, that's kind of a dilemma that's within all brands, not just Middle Eastern. They all take inspirations from each other in a general sense. But anyway, I think you guys kind of get the idea of what I was trying to say there.
No, for sure, for sure. We
Yeah.
definitely, there is a distinction between the actual Middle Eastern,
Right.
the actual Arabic perfumes and whatnot, and those that are
Fat boy finesse. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, I mean, like, bro, believe it or not, even a lot of people don't even realize that amouage is Middle Eastern niche. Like, a lot of people just buy, and they don't realize or recognize. But I mean, even a lot of these DNAs of things like creeds, etc., are very Middle Eastern. But
I tell you, remember I told you when you do come down here, we're supposed to go to the house of what is it, Amir Ahmad Oud?
I'm a rude, yeah.
Yeah, over here, and yeah, man, you
Yeah.
get, it's different. When you actually get an actual Middle Eastern perfumer that's actually blending and putting actual oud oil, like
Yeah.
naturally,
But even then, though, I don't want, there's that misconception of Middle Eastern fragrance equals oud. It's not always oud
but it's
as
not
well.
always oud. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
always
not.
oud, but there is a difference when you get those fragrances. There is a difference
Yeah,
in that
absolutely.
blend of oud. I mean, you can tell. It's obvious. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
And did you notice something that Middle Eastern houses or perfumery in general, we don't really focus much on like citruses and just aromatics. That's more of an Italian take. Like fragrances like, let's say, Fico do Amalfi, those are extremely Italian houses, and French perfumery. Things like, Rojas Elysium, etc. Those are like the prime examples of like Italian, French versus like Middle Eastern. Most ambery, resinous, even something like vanilla, believe it or not, is considered Oriental. Cardamom spice, it's one of the most Eastern style spices. La Nuit de l'Homme is a Middle Eastern DNA. In fact, there is, for example, I'm sure you guys know Rojas Elysium. This would be like the Middle Eastern version of something like that. This is called Graceful. And the reason why I brought this out and want to talk about this is because this is like literally Elysium is about 20% the concentration, how intense it is. This is strong as, I don't know how, if you guys censor, oh, you're in the Lord's house, you said, right? This is
Yes.
strong as all hell, or as all, damn, I probably, whatever.
Oh,
You get the point, right?
Hills is
Super
my-
spicy. Right, bro. This is like you took Elysium, you just like covered it in pink peppers and maybe a little bit of oud in the dry down. It's called the Tiaba Sheikh Graceful. And this fragrance has existed and these scent profiles have existed for a long time. Not to say that Elysium's not great. I love it. But just giving you an example, like we do fresh. It's such a different world, bro.
Oh, for sure. But hey,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and let's get back to you, brother. Let's get back to you because you telling us all about it. We look, you already know we talk all the time, so this ain't gonna be the last time we have
We
on.
sure do, yeah.
And we will be able to break down. We definitely talked about it. We will be breaking down the difference between different houses, different levels of perfumery, you know.
Sure.
But tell me this. So now, Neeb,
Yeah.
a lot of your content now is angled around. It's more unified in that you do niche, European niche, Middle Eastern niche, Middle Eastern cheapies, designer and whatnot. And earlier you were really just like, I mean, I won't lie to you. You know, everybody was like, you were the Middle Eastern guy, you were the Latafa, the
Right, because that's the blanket, right? Clones.
What triggered you? What triggered you wanting to change things around?
So here's what I think, right? I don't think I ever really changed things around. However, you are right in a sense, but I'm telling you what I feel or knew the whole time. So initially when I first started on the channel, I used to grab like literally a bunch of random Armaf, similar to what I did on a live stream with people. I was just going through and literally buying every 30 to 50, 60, $70 fragrance and just, I had like this, it was fun for me. I'd come across a couple fragrances, not knowing what it is and be like, holy shit, this smells like Carlisle. People need to know about this. And I used to wonder and sit and watch a bunch of other influencers and all they would say is like these garbage fragrances or cheapies, they're garbage, they're trash. I'm like, that's not true. Like, why are they saying that? And this actually revealed an even greater industry secret, which I don't know if we want to get into, but I mean, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm an open book. You know this, man. You're muted.
You're muted, James. Yeah, but
We
say
can
what you need to say.
yeah.
Say what you need to say, Neeb.
Yeah.
Like, for real. Like, go ahead,
This will
bro.
be exclusive
We'll
to your
have another
channel,
discussion
bro.
later,
This will be
but yeah.
exclusive. I'm gonna let you in. I'll let everybody in on some of the dirt that I discovered while growing. Okay, so when I first off, thank you for allowing me the space to talk. I don't like to, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, it is what it is. So when I first started, I saw a lot of bigger channels. I'm not going to name any names out of respect because I respect everybody in the space.
Yes.
Avoiding certain fragrances. It could be because they couldn't pronounce it. It could be because their expertise wasn't really that high, or they didn't have the balls to come out and say something like, this smells like this, and stick by it, or they were broken by it, or if somebody questioned their confidence as to it smells like it, they'd probably crumble and delete the video. I didn't, and I didn't care. Like, this is my opinion. This is what I thought about it. It smells good. If you want to go and spend the $400 and be stupid about it, go ahead. But there was certain realities of like where even the $400 was worth it sometimes. That's a whole nother topic. Anywho, so I found a market and a gap that wasn't really fulfilled. So I started off with brands like the Oud brand. I remember I used to obsessively purchase off of them to the point where he even posted my invoice on the fragrance website or their post without me knowing. I actually kind of got annoyed of that because people were thinking that he was sending me some. At one point, he posted a $2,700 invoice. And the reason that I was grabbing it was just, I always felt the need to almost like win. It almost felt like a win in a sense, right? Like, here are people, there's a rich, poor gap. I know it sounds stupid, but this is the reality of how I felt. I went into the medical field to help. I did HR, communications for reasons deeper than just fragrance over the surface, but this is how it started. And so I always felt like people deserve to smell like this shit. Like, and if it means that I have to spend $1,000 and have like 10 hits and maybe 3 duds, okay, I'll find out, right? And so I used to spend, and I'd test it, review it, test it, review it, test it, review it. And I found a little bit of traction, but there was a lot of people always shitting on me. Like, I took so much hit because of it. On Instagram, on Facebook groups, I got kicked out of so many Facebook groups by big reviewers as well. They kicked me out of their Facebook group because I was always talking about Dua, I was always talking about Latafas. And I remember it first started off with a couple of old Latafas like Velvet Mood and some of these big reviewers that are now talking about only this. They used to crap on them. They used to say these are garbage, these are so bad for the community. And there's an argument for every sake, but I always stuck to that win feeling that not only I would feel, but others would too. People in poverty, people who want to smell good while not. And there's a counter argument to this, you know, stealing expressions. And I understand that, but that wasn't my focus. So I kept going, built a community. It seemed like I wasn't just getting traction with the audience, but I was also getting traction in the sense of other creators. And James, you remember the endless phone calls I used to call you and be like, bro, like, I think it's creating a little bit of a buzz because it's now like this is becoming everybody's only talking about these.
Bro, we were up for 3 hours discussing this at times. 3 hours on my shift, bro. It was
you and I used to work night shift. I'll be at the hospital and you and I would be on the phone all night, just passing time. I'll be charting and stuff. You would be and we'd be talking.
On the phone talking about fragrances. We got some mischievous guys in the chat. They'll take that the wrong way.
What's up? Wait. Oh, I didn't even think, bro. That's how genuine it is and was, bro. We're like brothers, man. You call it whatever you want. Who cares? If you're mad, send your number, we'll call you too. There you go. But anyway, bro. No, we had some good times, bro. It was good times. We actually used to talk about, like, there was a lot of growing pains for me personally. I had a lot of industry, corporations attacking my channels and platforms, and I was too small and ignorant to understand or know what was happening to my channels across the platforms. People even in the same space stabbing you in the back. I had some of the real ones that to this day stayed real, including yourself, D4G, James, Hidden Gems, etc. Anyway. So throughout all this time, I always liked my niche and designers, and but I felt like, dude, it was the same fucking lists from every creator every single time. And so for a long time, people were like, Neeb, you need to do lists. Neeb, you need to do lists. So I was like, I will not do a fucking list until I have enough fragrances to literally do a list and not repeat every freaking week. And I swear to God, bro, I made it my mission, and I literally just... And it wasn't necessarily like in a sense that I wanted the fragrances, but I wanted to be kind of like a thesaurus, just like give you guys a bunch of lists and of genuine recommendations. So I started collecting. I'm over 3,000 fragrances now. But I have a fragrance, it is absolutely ridiculous, and I don't condone it by any means. But it is a genuine, like, at this point, I've fulfilled it. Like, I felt like there's a recommendation for everybody. That's the commitment. You know, I went into debt for this shit. Everything I bought was out of my pocket. I used to spend hauls on triple traders while other people might, thought and accused and all this stuff. But I loved every way of it. And I kind of created my own niche and space that grew enough for it to become now one of the biggest talked about spaces in the fragrance community. Cheapy fragrances, not just Middle Eastern, in general. And also in the sense that, or since then, I've been integrating slowly a little bit of Middle Eastern niche as demand kind of, for it kind of increases. People are now starting to dive into a little bit of Oud, and it's been a pleasure bringing Oud back into Western perfumery in a sense of like reviews, being able to articulate what it would smell like from somebody who was born and raised in Washington, D.C. Yeah, I'm just as American as, like, I was born next to George W. Bush, bro, at Georgetown Hospital, or George Mason, next to George Mason University.
But it's as American that's behind you, though.
Exactly.
It's that difference.
But it's that hybrid that allowed me to really perfect and profess what I do. It's the Oud infusion with the West. I didn't grow up liking like stanky ass Oud, but I was forced to wear it, and I grew an appreciation, just like a lot of other polarizing fragrances. And more recently,
here's an interesting thing. We used to talk about this too, Jason. We talked briefly, Jason. When you what type of oud was it that you said you prefer to wear? Yeah.
That what?
What type of oud was it that you had said that you prefer wearing?
Like the Cambodian oud?
No, is that the one? I don't think that was what you said. That Cambodian and Indian oud, those are the ones that they'll catch you around the corner of the other corner.
Let me say this. I'm not sure exactly which oud at this point that they used in United Arab Emirates from Rojan.
Yeah, that's not Cambodian. It's not your Laotian oud or nothing, Neeb. but it's not the Cambodian. What's the one that's in the middle? Probably like Argowood, Argowood Oud.
Agarwood is just a term for the tree. So it could be agarwood from a different region. There's Vietnamese, there's Kinam,
You know, when you look it up,
there's
they don't always give you the region. They just say like Argowood Oud.
agarwood is just a blanket term, so they're not really giving you where it's from.
So yeah, but it's that mid level in that
Is it ambery, kind of sweet almost, or because that's typically the most used, at least in most amber fragrances, Indian Oud.
Nah, this is Indian Oud is a little stronger. This is more just like woody oud. This is something that would go with woods,
Is
sandalwood.
it kind of dry?
Yes, dry.
Because Cambodian typically is dry. It has a little bit of a fruity top to it, fruity accords, maybe a little bit ashened
Maybe it
almost.
might be Cambodian.
But I think it was Cambodian oud.
Maybe it
Is
was
the oud that I was
Cambodian.
referring to. I think it's Cambodian oud.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. I could be wrong. Yeah, for sure. But I know he liked that one. Neeb, when we talked, you know what type of I like white oud.
Yes.
I like Laotian oud. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like the softer ones that blend with sweeter notes, spicy, soft, sweet, fruity. Not necessarily the Cambodian oud fruity, because that's the deeper, darker fruits. But you know
I feel
what I'm
like you
saying?
do like more of like that Thailand oud, and Thailand oud is also woody as well. So if you didn't really have that fruity top, then you likely could have smelled Thailand oud in Monier. Then you could have likely. It's kind of like it goes in a lot of fragrances in combination with like papyrus, cypress.
Yeah.
It's in fragrances like Luxor. I would imagine that there might be a combo of Thailand
And
or
I love Luxor.
hints of Cambodian. Yeah, you like that Luxor. That Luxor is really dry. I can't fuck with it, man, at all. Yeah.
But tell me something real quick. So now that you've gotten your nose on, tell me what is your depiction of oud on different levels of perfumery? Like seriously, like
I think it's a finesse, honestly, and it takes an actual perfumer to finesse it. But what do you mean exactly?
Like, say for instance, when you see some designers, they'll say like, let's just be honest, like Versace, Noir, Black, what is it?
Oh, those are synthetic ouds. That's called Oud Melaki, and that's more of like kind of has what people call like mothball, I guess. It's a softer take. It smells like high-end woods. It's a recreation, synthetic recreation. It's not really anything of oud, like probably not even Oud Melaki. You can also get there's a couple, even actually Oud Melaki might have 0.1% or something like that. There's even an artificial oud that you can buy as a perfumer that smells more animalistic and more like, I forget the name, bro. It's been a while since I've concocted with that cheap stuff, but yeah, I don't think it's bad. I think it's a good for entry for people who are trying to enter in. And some people can never enter in the realm of oud. And I mean, truth be told, James, to this day, I still find polarizing fragrances that in like a year, I end up falling in love with. Perfect example is Qureshi blend, bro. This was a polarizing ass fragrance that I just like 4 months ago got into after a year and a half. So,
well, all right, and well, tell me this. Who, if you were, say for instance, because we talk about this a lot, you know what I mean? And the chat likes to ask, and we like to specify. Give us 3 brands, just 3 brands, if they were interested in getting into some actual pure smelling oud, some high quality oud fragrances. What 3 brands would you recommend? Don't worry about if they were to.
I understand. I know a lot of people might say Arabian Oud, right? And Arabian Oud is great, like entry into. It definitely is. I would say that it definitely is one of the greatest entries. However, a lot of people will tell you go for Blue Oud. It's extremely like one of the best. It's actually not in the sense of like safety. It is probably one of the most polarizing oud fragrances you can get, and you're very likely to just hate it because it's a combination of Cambodian, musk, and Indian oud. So if you don't like one or the other, you're screwed. But I will say that they do have another one that's called Special Oud. Special Oud is better by Arabian Oud. And the good thing is that with Arabian Oud, you're more likely to be able to find samples or try them. So I would say maybe try with something of that. Otherwise, there's another brand called, this is it right here. It's called, in one second. This is called Oud Elite, okay? And actually, one of the things and tasks that I did like on my channel was to reach out. I could never find these fragrances here. I used to literally have to call my aunts in Saudi Arabia to ship them to me, and they would come out to $200. One of the biggest tasks I created for myself was to make it more available for myself and for people. And it's finally like these brands were never in the States, bro. And I'm telling you, like, I've been growing up my entire life growing up, it wasn't available. So that like completion was like, it was like life fulfilling. But this is called Oud Elite by Elite Blend. And this is probably one of the creamiest sandalwood that's also powdery and Indian oud fragrances I have in my collection. And I absolutely love it. Its simplicity is its beauty. And it's animalistic, ambery Indian oud. This is not a safe blind buy, but Oud Elite has some of the best ouds as well. They also have distilled ouds that you can get, which is going to be Cambodian, and they also have Indian oud, pure distilled ouds as well. So I would say between Arabian Oud for sure, especially for ease. There are better houses to get into, James, but it's going to be lesser known houses like for example, Maxim Perfumes, right? He's new. Or there's another brother, I think it's called EOS. And they're lesser, smaller known houses, and they only sell like small vials for 400, so it's harder. So I would personally say Arabian Oud, Abdul Samad Al-Qurashi, they have Oud, but it's hard for people to decipher what their fragrances are because of their website is crap and you're blind buying. And lastly, Oud Elite. But that's why I also review these and dive into it, because you won't find anything. And if you do, they're speaking in Arabic. And I'll get to finishing that answer, which I definitely want to, in terms of infusing, because you did mention earlier how I was infusing the fragrances of doing more niche and designer more recently. And so let me just finish that point really quick. So that was kind of a gateway into bringing new doors, because like I said, initially, I was sick of seeing the same lists. And so through finding my own lane and channel, I started to trickle in a little bit more Middle Eastern, etc. And now I'm full blown into all realms. Like I have a very organized system where I make the same list in 6 different formats: men's niche and designer, Middle Eastern niche, Latafa, for example, fragrance world, maybe clones, and then finally I'll do like women's, for instance. And these will be all list formats in the same. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. There is one more oud fragrance that I will say that I really do want to drive home, because this is a beautiful fragrance. And Jason, if you remember the Amiri fragrance, I don't know if you picked this up, but that heavy nutmeg, aromatic, woody, dry nature to it. It kind of gives me personally a little bit of like this light maple syrup, right? It's strange, I know. If you take that DNA, you remove the fresh aspects to it, you keep it aromatic and woody, and you add Indian oud, you get this fragrance right here. And it's absolutely regal and beastly stuff. It's called Ghali, Ghali, by Oud Elite. This is also one that's animalistic. It has that Indian oud, and I think it's probably one of the best in terms of people who are trying to get into something challenging. And lastly, Ombre Nomad, some pretty good shit. That's it.
All right. Well, hey, let me ask this. All right. So we've talked about your journey. We talked about how you got into it. We talked about your growth as far as content that you're providing, from going from the Middle Eastern, what they call clones, renditions, or however you want to put it, to basically reviewing anything that comes your way and interest,
all new releases. I literally buy every single new release now.
Yeah. So it's funny because, over the time that we've talked, you've gone from, man, the maturity, the evolution of Aromatics has been crazy. I mean, you went from being in front of your bed to having a setup to now you got a huge setup to being a hermit, always reviewing. And now, Neeb, you are traveling the world, my brother. You are out there. I mean, explain to us, tell us how they came about. I mean, we know having family overseas is always helpful and whatnot, but these conventions that you've been getting invited to and whatnot, how has that changed everything? So aspect-wise,
right. So the one thing with me is I'm very OCD, and every single day I wake up and think or say like, how's today going to be better? Literally every single day. I don't have a single allowance of time towards negativity or, you know, just sulking in the bad. However, I will say, as long as what do you say? As long as it doesn't smell like vanilla oud, I'm in. Oh, he doesn't mess with
that's
vanilla oud.
Preps, man. I had to put that out there. He always throwing shots.
He doesn't mess with
always
that stuff.
throwing shots.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Everybody got their own taste, but
Uh,
so I'm sorry. The question, what was ADHD, man?
how you were talking about your ADD, how you know, when I told you went from being a hermit,
oh yeah,
doing reviews, and now you out here traveling the world, my brother.
Just consistency, dedication, positivity, good vibes. I mean, listen, bro, like you walk with shit, or you smell like shit, right? And you stay you attract what you give off, and the vibes were always positive. It was always respectful. It was always whatever, to the point where people wanted to reach out. And I just got reached out by a couple of you know, people, shook the right hands, made the right connections, and throughout all of this, I never compromised who I was, and that was the beauty of it all. And it was almost surreal. It's like watching a movie. Like, you're yourself, and things just work. You don't have to put on a mask. You don't have to put on a persona, and it works. And it was just a blessing, man. That's really what I'm going to chalk it up to. Nothing other than God's will, honestly, because the only thing I did was wake up every day and just keep going. I suppose, you know, in that sense, I did my part. I just kept it honest. I kept committed. I kept grinding, kept improving, and everything else just falls into place. You don't count the days that passed. You don't, you know, you don't, like, you know, dread the future. You just keep going, and then things just fell into place, man. Things just fell. Hey, you want to come out here and review them? Yeah, sure. But I mean, if I don't like something, I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna. It's okay. Be yourself. Okay, cool. And things just started falling into place, man. I went through a lot to get here, though, man. I went through a lot.
I'm with you on that. But what has kept you focused? I mean, you know, because we see some people crashing out. All right, we see some people low-key crashing out. We see people, you know, I don't know if they're being advised or whatever. I don't know what's going on behind those screens.
Well, let's get to that, actually. And that's kind of the little the industry secrets that I was talking about a little earlier that we'll expose here a little bit, okay?
Help us out. Share.
The whole clones thing, little beknown to me was, I'm sorry?
No, go ahead. Just saying, get them lights up.
What I didn't realize, right, is the legality, okay? The enemies, the honest to God, the days of anxiety, the betrayals. It's sad. It's kind of sad. It's a dog-eat-dog. You would think, like, you're coming on here and you're talking about a fragrance, like, do your thing and keep it moving. It's not like that. I actually just came out of about $30,000 in legal fees, lost a lot of friends. I got backstabbed a lot. You constantly get, you know, called out, and it's a very dirty space. It's a very dirty game. And let's start at one space so I don't sidetrack. The first thing I want to talk to you guys about is like the legality of clones, for example, right? So I don't create these fragrances, and obviously, needless to say. However, for whatever reason, seems like one of the biggest targets for big corps and industries. I don't want to put any names so that you can keep this up. So said corps started attacking my channels on multiple platforms because of my involvement in clones. And I was actually attacked very recently. And one of my social media platforms was taken down very illegitimately through a series of like scams. And I mean, the FBI was involved, and I'm dropping a video very soon to explain all of that. Yeah, it's actually absolutely insane. Wow. And since then, I mean, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot in terms of legalities, in terms of there was these copycat bottles. I basically took a lot of hits to stay dedicated to the clones. After the clones, and I mean countless nights of anxiety, not knowing how much it was going to cost, thinking of hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, just to be able to come up here and talk. And through what I was going through, legal advice was telling me, you know, you can't talk about that. We're talking about reviewing fragrances, bro. Like, we're talking about reviewing fragrances. And now I got myself into like this whole mess of legalities, backstabbing. Like, I never imagined that this would come, you know, with a lot of that stuff. And so in terms of like crashing, I 100% understand why people crash. There have been so many days and weeks where I said, you know what, screw this, I'm done. Like, I can't even speak, you think it's a freedom. You do have the freedom of speech. But it doesn't mean that people won't poke you. It doesn't mean that people won't drag you as you're speaking. It doesn't mean that you won't get kicked And that's exactly what ends up happening. So I would imagine that if most influencers were to have gotten sued or taken down, a lot of them don't start again. A lot of them give up. A lot of them get scared. I actually had to get liability insurance, professional insurance. I had to get lawyered up. I have now lawyers that are ready at all times. And actually, like, the thing that keeps me going in this space and consistently is my overall life attitude. Is it's like, how do I milk every situation for my benefit, negative or positive? And so to answer your question in regards to how did I not crash despite everything that you know, James, everything that I've been through, from the backstabbing to the losing channels to even my own supporters like throwing me under the bus when I couldn't be transparent legally. The answer is my attitude. I've always been, I hate that cliche bullshit of like cups half full. No, fuck that. The cup's empty. But even with it being empty, what can I use it for? I'll fill it with something else. That's how I've always been. And that's the attitude that I've taken with my life. And that's what kept me going, honestly. There is freedom of speech, but the system is corrupt. When you're signing up with all these platforms, you guys, you're basically agreeing to their terms. It's their house. And if they don't like something, they'll kick your ass out and you don't ask any questions.
It's like this too. Y'all got to remember, freedom of speech comes at a cost. Look,
absolutely.
You can say what you want to say. Doesn't mean that you don't get any consequence from it. You know what I'm saying?
I said a fragrance
anything.
was trash and they ran me through the fucking ringer. They were going to sue me. They were, and you know what? When we confronted them, they said, we know we're going to lose, but it doesn't matter.
We're going to take your pockets. We're going to hit you.
We're going to take your motherfucking money. And it's a game of whose pockets are deeper. Is it ours or is it yours? Who do you think? I was like, let's go. Even though I said, let's go, in my head, I was like, I'm done. Like, this channel is done. It's over. But I said, but it was like, it was do or die at that point. And luckily, you know, like I said, man, it gets deep. It gets deep. And I'll be sharing that video in the near future, man. It's going to be pretty cool. Actually, I have my lawyer doing it with me. So it'd be a pretty interesting video. It's been, dude, inshallah, but it's been a nightmare, but a blessing and a curse at the same time. I love it.
Jay, you got a question? You got a question for him regarding it, man?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just have a question because I'm new to this whole fragrance space in regards to being on camera. Like, this really wasn't something I actually intended on doing. This is just some shit that just kind of just happened. But just in the little short time that I've been in this space, I have seen so much drama within this fratcom space, man, that to me, it's just like, it's mind-boggling to me. Like, bro, like, we're just talking about fragrance and, you know, all this damn fragrance beef, and this fragrance content creator is beefing with this fragrance content creator. And it's just like, yo, like, what the fuck are we doing, y'all? Like
there's a lot of,
and I know you probably experienced so much shit. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Oh, I'm sorry, Lord. I mean, sorry, you know what I'm saying? But I know that you've been in this space and you've had so
that's why I blocked everybody out, man. Even the people that I thought were the closest ended up on some like drama, pussy ass, like just calling people reckless shit.
Neeb, mashallah.
Yeah, astaghfirullah, you mean? Yeah. So, and you know what it all comes like, at least in my realm, like when you get bigger, it's all like money driven. It's disgusting. And that actually brings me back to another industry secret. Clones weren't hyped because they weren't fucking paying. That's why. But I stayed with it. I didn't make a fucking penny and I kept going. Does it pay now? Yeah, I'm not going to say it doesn't pay now. But look at what your creator, your favorite creator is doing. Are they bringing you constant new reviews, constant new videos, constant whatever? There's nothing wrong with me getting paid for your time. However, understand that if there was a sudden shift, that's why. Plain and simple as that. And I used to wonder why did they create a culture of like just shitting on fragrance? Fragrance is fragrance. Like, dude, if your fragrance is clonable, that means your ingredients are probably crap. Honestly, God, most clones, I'll tell you right now, most clones are not more. I mean, it's so rare that I find an actual clone. Granted, when I was earlier on, I used to find a lot of clones, like 90%. As my nose developed, I got more trained, realized and recognized that most are like 80%, 85%. But for the most part, if there's a quality fragrance, it cannot be cloned, even 90%. And so it used to boggle my mind why they weren't talking about it. And then all of a sudden they started shifting. And it was like, why? And you know what, James, like I said, like I made it a mission to make this more accessible. And it was because I actually talked to these people in my foreign language. And then I started explaining to them Like, there's a whole nother world of people wanting fragrances. I laid out a lot of the groundwork for a lot of these companies and websites that have zero fucking clue of how marketing worked, or of how affiliates. What is an affiliate, bro? I'm from Yemen. I'm chewing qat on Saturday and having hulba on Monday. Literally, bro. And ultimately, it was about quality. And so what this ended up with is a lot of people who suddenly transitioned and suddenly their tastes changed. My taste has always been the same since day one, bro. I like my cheap shit. I like my cheap shit.
Hey,
and I got times for bougie ass inflammé. This right here. This is an expensive ass fragrance.
Oh, brother. That is our boy
Always.
Terrence O'Neill's favorite from
Bro, this is fire.
Yes.
But why is it fire though, James? Look at the ingredients, a bunch of resinoids, absolutes, quality distillery, and just ingredients in the fragrance. And that's what it should be about. It shouldn't be about, you know, and granted, I mean, mind you, I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I mean, if you have somebody you trust and you watch and you follow, everybody's taste is different. I've never been one into blues and shit. And there's other channels that only like blues. But yeah, man, that's also another thing that I really wanted to say here on your platform and space exclusively, I guess, because I don't want to really, I don't know, man. It is what it is, bro.
I do want to touch on one thing though, bro. Pause.
Yeah.
I want to touch on this though. All right. Pause again. All right. Now we talk all the time. Now we know, many of us know, some of us know, however many of us know, right?
Yeah.
But you know, as you said, you were in the medical field at first, and now you are a full-time reviewer. Now,
no, I'm still practicing, bro.
Well, you're still practicing.
Always.
Okay.
Always. I cannot, bro. That's in my heart. Like, I didn't do that for a stamp or anything. I changed professions. I was in HR. I'm a communication major.
Right.
But helping and saving lives is one thing I will always do, especially working through COVID, man. The sense of gratuity. In Islam, you save one life, it's like you saved all of humanity. That alone, bro, can sometimes, like, it literally gives me goosebumps, honest to God. And I love seeing the difference I make. So I'll never stop. But continue. Sorry about that.
No. You're fine. I like to, please correct me when I'm wrong. You know, please. I always, you know, accountability. But no. So even though, okay, so you're still practicing and whatnot, but you are full-fledged in this fragrance game. Okay.
Committed.
And,
100%.
and a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of talks about whether or not people are getting paid. And, you know, I wanted to bring that up, you know, because us personally, we don't have a problem with people getting paid to do reviews as long as the reviews are
disclosed,
honest, right?
And honest. Yeah.
But here's the thing, you know, we always talk about how can you determine if someone's giving an honest review or not? But Neeb, we talk all the time. We've done video chat and whatnot. Bro, just keep it real. How often do you wear a lot of those cheaps? Because I mean, I know you got 3,000 fragrances. So you being a reviewer,
easy answer
to review something. How often do you wear some of those?
Such an easy ass answer. And I honestly started my short formats for this because I was like, you know what? If I was a viewer, I'd say this guy is a fucking liar. There is no way he's wearing these fragrances. He's full of shit. Look at the racks behind him. I feel you guys. And you know what I started doing? I started showing people every single day what I wear on shorts. You will watch me spray them on. And so I figured that was the ultimate. I bathe, bro. That's just how I spray. That's how we spray. And honest to God, bro, like, you know, it's the earlier, you know, influencers who started this trend of like seasons to wear this in. How many sprays of this on? Like, there was no such thing, bro. The seasons, and yeah, there's appropriations, but that's so subjective. But to answer your question, bro, I fucking love wearing them. I wore Lumiere Garçon the other night to bed. Literally, the other night to bed. I wear these. I wear them. Now, granted, I have so many fragrances. I don't have a signature scent anymore. Every single day I wear fragrance. And every single day I share my experience religiously on TikTok, on Instagram. So if anybody's curious, bro, it's better to just not say what I do and just show them. So I was like, let me show you guys. So that's what I do. And I make it interesting. I don't make it like today's scent of the day is going to be this. It has notes of A, B, C. No, fuck that. I just natural, clear. You see it, who you guys watch and who I am. That's why I tell you, man, like, there's no better feeling of like being successful, being yourself. It's such an amazing feeling, bro. And that's exactly what I am myself every single day on those shorts and videos, every single day. So yeah, does that answer your question?
It does, but I have one more that the chat has asked several times, man. Look, and we talked about this earlier, but you're going to have to address it.
Go for it.
just
Of
before we get off
course.
here. We're
Open
definitely
book, man.
follow up. We're definitely going to have a follow-up interview when you get some more time later on.
Listen, man, I got time. We're good. Let's keep going.
Well,
We don't want to break the flow.
Time, but yeah, coconut daiquiri. Tell us how you came into that.
So coconut daiquiri was something that was passed back and forth between Sphinx and I for quite some time, about 8 months. You know, it was something that I combined freshness, etc. It was a little bit more oudy, whatever. But after a lot of back and forth, we both realized that releasing a oud fragrance as the first thing I release out there is not going to be successful. Yeah. So we thought of a couple of different aspects while having some uniqueness to it, right? Like I like fresh, but I like tropical. I like being on vacations, as you guys can see. And I like a little bit boozy, but I don't like, you know, whiskey. And so we came up with something that was coconutty, sweet, sugary, a little bit, you know, that booze and hibiscus, and it just came out. Now, when I last sent it to them, the rendition was not even a little bit sweet. Like the musk and vanilla combination, they actually added that themselves. It was more like tonic for me, at least. And when they brought it back, I knew that this was something a lot more mass appealing, you know, and that's something I wanted to do, safer. So initially it was drier. It was more like tonic water. It was a bit more fizzy. But the final rendition did come out to something that was musky and vanillic. So it took a total about like 8-9 months of back and forth, and they made it happen within 3 months after that. They're quick, and that's the end of that. Since then, I've moved forward. I don't even really like, I still wear it and stuff, but I don't really talk about it too often. But I still have it, still wear it. I take it on almost every single vacation, and that's simple as that. But you know, all my future releases and things I will release are going to be completely different. Like no safe. No, nothing. I'm actually working on a few projects right now. The goal is
one, bro. You sent me one. You know, I'm still waiting on that.
Oriental sandalwood. I actually think I'm trying to hire the PDM perfumer to take that DNA and perfect it and like turn it into something that he would create. So man, God willing. So we'll see. Yeah,
that summer, you and George made 2 hellified coconut.
Yeah.
Says no lie.
I loved his fragrance. I genuinely loved his fragrance. I forget what it was called. The Loco. Yeah. I loved that fragrance. It was very fun. It was very fun, but a lot of people hated that because of that. Like a lot of people don't seem to like those like citrus, like squeezed citruses. But that's what it smelled like.
Good. Hey, I wore it in Cabo. It definitely got a couple of good responses. You know what I'm saying? So did coconut daiquiri, but no, I had never bought a coconut fragrance up until those, and they were literally back to back. I think I bought yours, and then I bought bought his, and man.
Yeah, I think we should touch back on that paid subject because it seems like we glazed over it. I don't want people thinking that we're avoiding it. So let's retouch that topic. What was your question, to be exact, about people getting paid? How do I feel about them getting paid?
Well, not necessarily how you feel, but just like, you know,
the reality of it. It's not even a feeling, honestly.
Because payment to us it could be monetary, it could be bottled.
Well, first off, it should be disclosed. 100%.
There you go.
However, in terms of like honesty and stuff, you should be following somebody who you feel is honest. If you feel like they're plastic, what the hell are you doing to begin with? And take all these reviews with a grain of salt. Even my reviews, like for example, I'm 100% honest always. However, as a person with your own tastes, it should only be like a guide. It shouldn't necessarily be the decision. And that's what I don't understand when people tell you, how do you know if it's worth it or not for you? You know, unfortunately, and like you learn this in communication, taking the burden of selection from people or off of them is what people want. So when you say you need this fragrance, you're automatically drawn to grabbing it and you're automatically drawn to clicking the video and watching it. However, I try as often and like, you know, as often I say, whether or not it's worth it is up to you, because ultimately the burden should not be on whoever you're watching. It's yourself. You're making your own decision, but that's the culture and reality of communication, of marketing. The second thing I want to talk about is this whole paid stuff. You guys, we buy everything we buy because it's what they want us to buy. The reason we know about Hyundai, Toyota, and not know about any of these Chinese cars or anything like that is because we're not allowed to know about them. We buy Hanes over Fruit of the Loom is because Hanes marketed it a little bit more so. Sometimes Fruit of the Loom is even better. You've got fucking what's his name, Kevin Hart, talking about Fabletics night and day difference, and that's the only reason why I knew about Fabletics. We're fed to buy what they want us to buy. Millville is a secondary cereal company, and Kellogg's is what everybody knows. Millville sometimes tastes better, and it's even a little bit cheaper, but because they have the marketing, they have the budgets, and it's what they want you to buy. Kellogg's probably has better relationships with marketing officials and all these commercial platforms, etc. They've been in it for years. It's all on the in. And so with that being said, there is not a single thing you are watching on TV that is not driven for you to buy something, period. However, in this corrupt ass world and reality of marketing, you have to find somebody who has maybe a speck of some morality or, things like that. I'm very fortunate, alhamdulillah, the way that I was raised. I'm very religious. You don't have to agree with my religion, but my morals are very rooted. Now, this does not mean by any means that I don't make commissions and money and stuff, but I will never, so help me God, change who I am in terms of my honesty and my truth. Because, as a person, that's the only thing, is like knowing who I am that allows me to sleep and wake up. Because ultimately, as a Muslim and devout, I'm not perfect, but as a man of God, one of the biggest things is like knowing that whatever success is halal, is kosher. I don't want this affiliate money if it means that, because whatever comes easy goes easy. I promise you, the length of a lie is fucking short, and it always comes out. Who you are will always be fucking seen. I've met so many other people in the space in person, and you go up to them and it's like, who are you? Seriously, who are you? Like, you don't even know. So the reality of it is, and I'm sorry to say it like this, but this is the harsh reality, is that we are sheep. We're sheep ran by a world of, I'm telling you, it's the truth, ran by a world of elites, ran by a world of people who want you to see what you see, who control everything you buy. So in that sense, it'll always be like that. But you just find someone who you just maybe resonate with and feel like is genuine. Simple as that. I'm not telling you that's me. You can make your own decision. You can make your own decisions. I like to think and believe, and I know it's me, but I can't sit here and tell you that it's me. But that's the reality of the nature. It's a sad
we've been
ass.
talking about this for a minute, man.
Yeah.
That analogy I used to give you. Hey.
Yeah. And the reason I bring it out on this channel, bro, is people don't want to hear this shit. People don't want to hear this. You think they want to hear this on my channel? They're going to be like, oh man, I didn't come here for politics. Unsubscribed. It's the honest truth. I've actually done it before. And I'll come out and I'll say like philosophical stuff, or like not philosophical, like real stuff. People don't want to see it, man. It's because every day people already have enough shit. And then you bring them the harsh reality or some kind of like, oh my God, is this really true? It gets people thinking. It's like, we don't want to deal with this. Just as we wanted you to tell us what to buy and that's it. We don't want to hear this. You don't make
people that don't want to. They are too comfortable being lemmings. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the thing about our platform, Neeb, is that, we say what the hell we want to say. And, people can always come here and they can say what the hell they want to say. You know what I mean? I mean, this is a safe space for everybody to be themselves, say whatever the hell they want to say, whatever's on their mind.
Respectful.
Yeah.
I mean, and we
always. I think I kind of blew a gasket there, though.
No, bro, trust me, bro.
Bro, I've been dying to say some of this stuff.
Bro, I've blown, bro. Trust me, I've lost my shit many times on this platform, but it's for a good cause. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, I mean,
think it's for a good cause. I mean, the intention is 100% pure. It's 100% out of love for the people who follow me and watch me and whatever. But the reality is, man, like they'll shut you down for talking like this. They tried to, bro. They tried to. I used to come out and say, like, this is literally like you put this in this bottle, and they tried to. So I learned my lesson. Maybe.
Gotta be careful how you say it and when you say
exactly
what you say. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But it's free speech. Just know it comes at a cost. It could cost you a little.
Free speech ain't free,
man.
A lot.
Bro, James, you know how many free bottles I've had sent to me without even knowing what it was? I cannot tell you guys how many emails, and it's understandable. First off, let's be real here. If we owned a business, wouldn't you try and sling a fragrance here and there to the person who reviews them? Of course, I would. I'd send it to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wouldn't at this point being who I am, but if I owned a business, I would try. And I don't blame them. And I actually sometimes feel bad for them. And sometimes like I do sniff them, but a lot of times it's ass. So instead of coming out and saying it's ass, I just put it aside. And when there's a house that's like interesting to me, I'll be like, you know what? Okay, cool. Let's do it. It's a good fragrance. What can we do here? You know, I can make commissions and it's good. That will lead me to buying more fragrance, doing more content, upgrading my camera, getting better microphones. Fuck it. Let's do it. It's a good fragrance. Let's go.
Don't shade us on camera like that, Neeb. All right. I see what you're doing there.
Fat Boy Finesse brings a good point. So he says, believe the dent in the bottle. I understand, bro, but all of my dents come from one day. It might be a big ass dent for one day, but I wear a new fragrance every single
He ain't lying. He's literally spraying about 16 times.
Yeah, 16 to 20 times.
Everywhere. Not every day, everywhere.
Everywhere and
everywhere is about,
doesn't matter where I'm
you
going.
know, it's about 3 to 5 mils that's being used on everywhere that Neeb does, bro. Like
Listen,
man.
I swear to God, you guys, and I think that this comes down to personality, persona, appearance. I've only gotten negative comments about 5 times in my life. And like I said, it's always about your persona, how you're carrying yourself as well. Like when somebody says, "Is that you?" and you come and be like, "Yeah, what's up? You like it?" They'll be like, "Oh yeah, it smells good." They rethink. Like I was just gonna shit on you, bro, for having too much cologne. So yeah. I've only ever gotten 5 bad comments in my entire life. Club Dinner Weed was one of them.
Now, Neeb, you talked about, different content creators and people that you've, had good relationships with, had bad relationships with. How did your relationship with Jeremy Fragrance come about? I saw you guys.
I've actually known him for quite some time. Yeah, I've actually known Jeremy for quite some time. He was a very, it was a very unusual relationship at first. He only ever emailed me. First off, let me go out and say this, right? I have absolutely no animosity to anybody, regardless of whether or not we're friends now or never, or later or before, or we're not anymore. I actually wish you nothing but the success if you are watching this. And I honestly want the best for people. And I just would pray that their intentions are also the best. God is watching, and overall, everybody, right? And that's the best mentality and attitude to have, because life is so short. Like I said, man, being in the health field and watching like the existence of a person, of a soul leave, it's so precious. It's just like, bro, like whatever, bro. If you want to continue, you want to be mad, cool, go ahead. This doesn't mean everybody has to be friends. A lot of people can't be friends. So with that out of the way, my relationship with Jeremy Fragrance is one that is of actual friendship. And we've been friends for like the last 2.5 years, I would say. The first year, it was like more business oriented. He wanted to get me on board with like promoting his fragrances, for example. It makes sense. He's a businessman. But if you guys notice, I never got into it because I cannot physically, mentally, and down to my core be just business with this, because this is my passion. I can't come out and like a robot and promote something I don't like. I can't.
Right.
And it's not that I don't like his fragrances. It's just the price point, everything that I'm about and stuff. It just doesn't match with me, bro. Like, I'm sorry. So, after that hump, we actually like spoke, etc. And then we started seeing each other at events. And magically, believe it or not, the guy has 0 contacts in his phone, except for his mother. He gave me his number a year ago. So strange to even think like it's like a big deal, but it's actually a big deal. And in fact, a lot of these people think that he's on drugs or anything like that, but he's not. And what I truly believe, and I don't want to see, I kind of want to avoid, giving any type of diagnosis, because, I'm not, I don't want to give a diagnosis.
Not in that.
I think that there's, exactly.
Right.
I think there's actually something else, and it's a lot more innocent than what it comes off as. And I mean, truth be told, he's just different. That's the best way I could say it. He's different. He's different in the way that he processes things, and there's nothing wrong with that. Could be a regional thing as well. Growing up in Europe, things that are okay and not okay here. Like the other day, he posts like, a man and a woman should be exactly that. A man and a woman. A woman should be a cheerleader, and a man should provide. And honestly, like if you ask a lot of my brothers in the East, that's exactly the same mentality. So he's just a little bit more vocal on things like that.
Yeah.
And also, like I said, he's also a little bit different. Okay, in every like innocent way, and I don't mean that with any animosity whatsoever. I actually love the guy. So yeah, he's genuine, but he is what he is. I mean, he even says his own intention in the beginning. He came into the fragrance space because nobody had dominated, and he wanted to be recognized and known for something. And it was the fragrance space that he took it. Just like I found my niche, he found his. And that's as simple as that. He's a genuine guy. He's actually very kind, polite, nice. And there's only good I can say about him, except for his content. That's something else, and I don't care. But that's pretty much it, man. So yeah, we are friends.
But content is content.
He's getting his clicks. He's getting his views. That's all that matters. My man is full. He's eating good. He's chilling. Whatever, bro. That's his business.
He picked up some healthy weight, but content.
But he is not on drugs. He's not on drugs. I will forever defend him on the whole drug situation. He's not on drugs, and I will forever say and protect him in terms of like people of his intention. He's always good-hearted and intentioned. Always. That I'll give you the honest truth. And this is behind the scenes without even the cameras. I've never, and I think him and I getting a little bit close was because of the fact that I never like pulled out my phone. I didn't care, bro. And I think it's because of my morals. Like I didn't grow up idolizing people. I had a father figure. I don't go to concerts. I don't watch Drake. Because ultimately, yeah, bro, we all eat, shit, sleep, wake up, and repeat. Like who is anybody for us to idolize? Sure, we can respect each other. And that's why I didn't pull out my phone in his face, because I have ultimate respect for him. And so Jeremy was saying, in fact, he was the one offering to start the camera. So Jeremy's an awesome guy, genuinely.
There we go.
And I'm glad that you were able to speak highly of him, man, because, you know, Jeremy gets shitted on so much in the fragrance community.
He gets a lot of light too, though. He does get a lot of light too.
Not our community. We be judging the hell out of him. I was like, hey, this guy is tweaking.
I don't blame you.
Shout out to Jeremy Fragrance, man. I mean, you know, he just need to get a bigger shirt, man, because that shirt that he had on was a little tight. Them buttons was holding on for dear life, bro.
I will tell you this. That's why I don't watch any other reviewer, because, man, the amount of shade that's thrown amongst us, you know, and I'm not saying this as a shot to you guys, but like, if we want to promote or have a certain culture, we should practice it ourselves. That's why you guys will hardly ever see me talk about anybody else in a negative way. I don't care, bro. Make your own. You want to talk that garbage? Go ahead, talk it. But I'm not going to have part in it. That's it, man. No, that's why I put on my blinders, and I don't condone. I don't want to be a part of it. I don't watch any other reviewers because I'm influenced. We're all James, you're influenced by us talking, right? Like, so am I.
Right.
Wait. So am I to understand you don't be watching our content, Neeb? Is that what you're telling us?
I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. I'll come in, show you guys some love. I'll watch a little bit, and I'll pop out. No more than like 3-4 minutes.
All right, y'all. All right. So this has been another great live. We're gonna go ahead and drop off right here. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go ahead and drop off right here. You know, it's been real. You know, thank y'all for coming out. My man said you don't be watching.
That is hilarious. No. I will. I'll be. Listen, I'm not even saying this to like be funny or anything, but that is 5 minutes more, as fucked up as that sounds. I'm so sorry. 5 minutes more than anybody, because I literally don't watch anybody except for you. I swear to God on everything I love. Very occasionally, if somebody, yeah, man, seriously, because it's good vibes. Sometimes people will bring something up to my attention, and I'll just like click it, and I'll be like, oh, bro, I really don't want to. But you have to understand, like, I'm in the screen from the moment I wake up to the moment I sleep, posting 3 shorts a day, a full-length video, responding to comments and DMs. Bro, by the time I'm in bed, I'm still proof watching videos, like, of what's posting tomorrow.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You be calling me, and I'd say you call me. We call and talk to each other. And, bro, when you be, look, sometimes you be like, yeah, man, just checking on you. And you'll go for 2 minutes of silence. I'll be like, yo, Neeb, you still there? You'll be like, yeah, man, I'm just editing this. Tell me something. I'd be like, God, dog, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But no, I know you're busy and everything, man. We appreciate the 5 minutes.
I love it.
You know
I love it. No, I'll watch more often, bro. Listen, that's the one thing I can't do is lie. I'm sorry, bro.
Hey,
I cannot
appreciate your
lie.
honesty, man. Like, seriously, you know, we appreciate your honesty, bro. Like, that's what it's all about, man. Just being your genuine self.
What it should be, yeah.
Absolutely, man. So if you only watch, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, bro, hey, you know,
it'll usually be when I'm on the way to the gym. I'm sipping on my pre-workout. I'm tweaking. Yeah. Like right now, I honestly just had some iced coffee, so I'm kind of tweaking. And times like that, I'll be like, you know what, let me hear some conversations. I'll go back to some of your old community and stuff. So yeah, man.
Well, hey, let me go ahead and say this, Neeb. Hey, we're definitely gonna have to get you on here again, man. Have a little more. What's going on, Dre? You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely have to get you back on here. But, you know, tonight was impromptu. You know, it was this minute. We definitely wanted to introduce you to the fam. I mean, because they watch you and whatnot. But, you know, everybody thinks they know someone, but they really don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so we want to give you a chance to tell people about yourself, introduce yourself formally, you know?
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It was good vibes. Good vibes. I had a good time, and
Always. But we're gonna
man,
get you back on here, brother. We're gonna get you back
always
on.
down. I'm always down. It's probably gonna be another like 4 months because I'm going to Dubai and like I will be at the Dubai event. You know, that's happening. You should come out with me one day. One day I'm gonna take you with me, and we'll go together and stuff.
Hey.
We'll go get you some real ass oud, bro. That's where I bought a bunch of oud chips and stuff.
Oh,
and then
I got some from the people at Arabian Oud. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Oh, nice. Actual oud chips, awesome.
The lady that runs the Middle Eastern school, she went up there and she bought some for me. So I burned them in my cord. I mean, I burned them in my burner for real.
That's dope, bro. That's awesome.
And that's just expensive, boy. I was like,
yeah, man. It's worth more than gold in weight per gram, man.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold on to a little bit I got left and just go ahead and have them send me some more if I can. You know what I'm saying? Because that's stuff.
Yeah, man.
But no, like we said, man, thank you so much for coming on, man. It's definitely been a blessing.
Thank you for having me, bro. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Always, brother. But yeah, this is Sunday, so I'm up here at work.
Yeah, man. You got a late night shift. How long are you working?
Brother, until you wake up.
Oh wow, bro. That's crazy.
But next time, bro, like James, you can't be at church, bro. Next time we have a live, bro.
Nah, brother, you just can't be cussing. You better put that
drink. But you know,
oh, you don't have a headphone in. Oh shoot!
But it's nobody here. It's nobody here. It's nobody here.
But I'm gonna do me, bro. Like bro, I'm just gonna always say what I gotta say, man. That's your fault. You at church, not mine.
He has a point.
Nobody told you to go to church to do a live stream, bro.
Because you have no self-restraint. So because you have no self-restraint, I'm supposed to. What would you say to God if He were here? What would you say to Him?
I'll be like, Lord.
I think I let it rip more
Lord,
than you, Jason,
Lord, you know my heart. Like, Lord, I be playing, man. You know I I got jokes.
Hey, good thing y'all aren't the ones on sanctified ground. All right. So I as long as I keep it clean, I think we're good. You're all right.
There you go. Are you gonna be at Scent Explore? James, you're gonna go to Scent Explore this year?
Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm God willing. I've been pulling some strings. I've been putting some money aside. I'm definitely trying my best. I'm definitely planning on it. I'm making plans right now. Seriously.
All right. Let me know.
I will let you know if I do. You'll be the first one. You'll be the second person I'll let know. Jay will probably be the first one, and then you'll be the second. But if it works out ahead of time, I will let you know.
Sounds good, bro. Sounds good.
Neeb dog got that wilding right now, man.
Man, let
yeah, you heard that. I had to mute for a second.
We said what's up.
Yeah, the puppy out there wilding right now.
Bring him in. Fry, come here. Come here. Snickers.
Yeah, Neeb got a little adopted house, man. Neeb got cats and dogs, man.
Yeah, man. Boy. Oh, I'm not gonna lie though. I do miss my my big mastiff. What do you mean little?
She was beautiful too, man.
She was, man. This is little Snickers, man. Little Maltese. This is my white girl dog.
The white girl dog. So it has
man, it gets them all.
Ethnicity to it.
It gets them all.
But yeah, man. But hey, look, once again, we're gonna go ahead and let you go, man. And we're gonna schedule, even if it's 4 months from now. If I got to make a
I was just messing, man. I was just messing. Always make
no. But I'm saying, regardless, we're gonna make it happen. On average, Joe is in the chat. Kyler, hey, I'm planning on making that trip. I'm gonna be in New York anyway. So I already told Joe I got to go up there because my dude plays for St. John's. So I'm gonna be in the area a couple of times this year anyway. But if we make it happen, definitely we'll meet up there and we'll go from there. All right.
Sounds good to me.
All right, Neeb. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and let you go, man. We're gonna go ahead and shut this down. And I'll get it.
All right, brother.
But before you go, Neeb, is there anything you want to say to anybody before you leave? Anything you want to say to the chat? Anybody that's watching this on the way back?
Life is short, but more kind of want to say it to like reviewers, be fucking real. No, man, just keep smelling good, stay positive, enjoy life. Life is short. That's it, man. There's a lot of stuff going on you know, a lot of like, what's the word, man? Like, yeah, there's a lot of negativity in this space, and understandably so, but just be real, enjoy the space, enjoy the hobby. Don't be a part of the problem. And that's it.
And keep some real ones around you. Keep some real ones.
Yeah. You walk with shit, you smell like shit, and vice versa.
Be level-headed. Right? Yes,
definitely. Thank you guys for allowing me the time, and shout outs to all the chats: Joe, IBG, Fat Boy Finesse, Silver Charm, all of them. They were all contributing. Mr. Gumbo, appreciate it. Who is it? Monier was also very in it. Cali Rain, yeah, man. Thank you guys. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
All
right, brother. Hey, I'll hit you later, and we'll go from there, Jay. All right, hold on 1 second. Neeb, I'll hit you back. Yep.
All right, man.
Excuse me. All right, y'all. Hey, and there you have it, man. Another great live.
Great conversation, man.
For sure.
Shout out to Neeb, man. Like, he really don't, you know, give his time like this to have any conversations like this. So, man, like, you guys got some true gems. No pun intended. You guys got some true gems.
But hey,
tonight, like, for real, you know, you guys got some really good information. You guys got, you know, to see a side of Neeb that you guys don't see on his platform.
For sure. So,
you know, I appreciate it, you know, and man, this was good, man. This is something that Fragcom needs more of. These type of connections, this type of positivity, this type of energy, man. I mean, this is what this community is all about. This is what our platform was created for, to be honest. Because we got a little tired of all the negativity and all the craziness and all the drama and all the nonsense that goes on in the community. And we wanted to create a space that is not like your average platform. And
but the most important thing is to make sure that you have a safe space to keep it real.
Exactly. So, you know, that's just what it is. It's about having real conversation, man, real people. You know, people see you on YouTube and they, you know, just see you as this one entity, but, you know, that's just what people do as a hobby, or that's what they do for, you know, their livelihood. But there is more to them once that camera turns off. And coming over to our platform, it gives you an opportunity to see what that person really is about outside of just what you see on YouTube and what they do on their platforms, man. And, you know, this is my first opportunity even having a conversation with Neeb. And I know it's not going to be the last. And, you know, we owe this all to Jims. I mean, that's Jims' guy. And, you know, I appreciate, you know, him coming on, bro. Like, this was great for the community, bro. Great for the community.
No. Hey, look. You know, it's no problem. But no, we've been talking for a while, and you know, we got up there, and it needed, you know, no one's really talked to him aside from off camera and whatnot here and there. And you know, like I said, I've known him for a while, for a couple of years now almost, and you know, I've seen the authenticity in him as a person. So, you know, like we do with anybody else, and we're gonna have other people, you know, just give them a chance to show who they are, you know. And the truth of the matter is, like you said, we talk about this all the time. You know, you got to give people room to be who they are. You know, judge them on what they do, on what they do, not necessarily what they say. Sit back and watch how he moves. You see how he's moving in Fragcom. You see the growth. You see his dedication. You see the horse blinders on, where he's just putting in the work, not really worrying about anything. Most of y'all didn't even know he was having those litigation issues and whatnot. So, you know, yeah, man, it's just a blessing being able to have a platform to introduce great people like him and everybody else that we've had on, that we've either done interviews with, or we've done, you know, like Jeremy House Colossus and Var, when we did the little fragrance thing with them. I mean, it's just a blessing being able to have a platform and bring them up and them feel comfortable enough to come on and say what they have to say, you know?
Right. You're absolutely right. And, you know, I appreciate, you know, all you guys, you know, tuning in. You know, Will just tuned in, say, you know, that he's going to have to watch the replay. We're going to block you from my channel, sir, because you spend way too much time with your wife. You should be here watching our lives, and you know, we'll talk about that.
We'll address that later.
Yeah, man, spend time with your wife, bro. That's what you're supposed to be doing, bro. And yeah, definitely catch the replay, Will. Great conversation with Neeb tonight, man. Man, this was this was fantastic, man. This was a fantastic live. And honestly, I mean, you know, people say that the live that we did when we were talking about overhyped fragrances was probably one of the best lives of the year. To be honest, man, I think this is probably one of the best lives of the year.
I give that entertaining. Yeah, I'll say that one was more entertaining, but this is definitely one of the better conversations that we had, and we got more people lined up. You know, trust me. Yeah. Hey, your boys, we're working. You know what I'm saying? We're working.
Yeah, man.
Just man. Don't think that we just run around here hopping in lives and like we work. You know what I mean? And you know, and it's like that. You know, and we're just trying to, like we said, unite Fragcom together. One reviewer, one podcast, one episode at a time, man.
That's right, bro. That's what it's all about, man.
All right.
And
go ahead and take us out, man.
I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everyone watching. You know, we'll be back on Tuesday night. We are definitely gonna have one hell of a live on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
We
if you like tonight, just wait.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have another Sense and Sounds on Tuesday night. We're gonna be doing one hip hop style. You know what I'm saying? Bringing y'all some tunes all the way from A-Town, piece of A-Town down. We're gonna
got a special guest on there.
Yes, sir. So let me tell y'all this right now. Now there will be a there'll be a lot of N words probably going to be dropped in some of these songs and a lot of profanity. So if you got virgin ears and you know you get
I might be able to find some edited versions.
Bro, we talking about hip hop, bro. Like that. Come on, man. You know,
you
bro. We
Walmart albums, Jay. You don't remember when getting the clean ones, the edited ones?
Bro, we are grown. We are grown here, bro. Trust me. They be in their car vibing out, dropping the N-bomb while they rapping a tune, bro. Like, look, we ain't got time for all that. You know what I'm saying? Right. We ain't doing no edits, none of that.
So hide your kids and hide your wife.
That's it. If you got sensitive ears, Tuesday night ain't for you. It ain't gonna be for you. But it's gonna be some heat. It's gonna be some heat on Tuesday night. Y'all gonna see a different side of me on Tuesday night, man. You know, y'all see one side of me, but I'm telling y'all, Tuesday night, we talking about Atlanta hip hop, man. Atlanta is like my second home. So, bro, y'all gonna see a whole different side of me on Tuesday night, man. So y'all better get your popcorn because it is definitely about to be a show on Tuesday night. For real.
Oh Lord.
For real. Y'all gonna see me in rare form on Tuesday night, bro.
Black Air Forces in a
I'm gonna be on Black Force Energy, bro.
Hey,
I'm gonna be on Black Force Energy, bro.
Old English in hand. Y'all prepare yourselves, man.
Bro, yeah.
Hey,
bro,
it is
Force Energy, bro.
It is 9:34. Let's go ahead and get out. Go ahead and take us out, brother.
So appreciate everybody tuning in. James, my guy, appreciate you. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. For those that are watching on playback, please, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. Like the video, share this video. Great information that was shared tonight, man. Shout out to Neeb once again. Again, everybody, may every sip be a sip of what, James? God damn it. May every sip be a sip of inspiration and every sniff lead to a new discovery. I appreciate you guys. Ross, shout out to you, bro. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Peace.
Rod.